Hi everybody, this is Boogaz Reviews, and today I'm going to be doing a review on the new Marvel Legends Spider-Man 3 Symbiote Spider-Man figure. So before we take a look at Spider-Man, let's go ahead and take a look at the accessories that he comes with. So first up, he comes with a set of fisted hands. Up next, he comes with his thwipping hands. And man, Hasbro really laid the silver paint to these. The lines that are sculpted on his hands are really thin, but Hasbro really went overboard and made these lines really thick. You can see how much of a mess the lines are on the inside of the hands, and how the silver runs onto the black right there. So yeah, Hasbro could have painted that a lot better. Up next, he comes with a set of open hands. Up next, he comes with an alternate Bully Maguire head sculpt, and I think this looks really good. Hasbro did a really good job on this. The sculpt of the hair looks really nice. I believe the head itself is reused from the No Way Home Tobey Maguire Spider-Man figure, but I'm not 100% sure. But it's still really good likeness. I think it really looks like Tobey Maguire. I think the printed on details look really good. You can see the 5 o'clock shadow right there, as well as his dark circles from where the suit's slowly turning him. That looks really good. And finally, he comes with this symbiote attachment piece. I think the sculpt of this looks really good, but it's cast in this matte black plastic. This is one time that Hasbro definitely should have done a gloss finish or used glossy black over this. I think that would have looked really good. They used a pearlescent white for the eyes, and that actually looks really good. I think this looks really cool, but I definitely wish that there would have been an alternate Screaming Tobey Maguire head sculpt, as well as hands that actually look like he's ripping it off. You know, this one kind of looks good, but I don't know. I don't think that hand looks good. It would have been cool if he had fisted hands that came with little strands of the symbiote coming out of it from where he's trying to rip it off. I think that combined with a Screaming Tobey Maguire head sculpt would have looked really nice. So while this is a cool effect, I definitely think it could have been done better. So now, let's go ahead and take a look at his masked head sculpt. So taking a look at this head sculpt, Hasbro really should have sculpted a new head for this. They reused the No Way Home Spider-Man head sculpt, and that's not accurate. It's really weird that they didn't give us a new head sculpt when we got this new upper torso piece. So the new upper torso piece does look good. I think the silver and the silver lines on that look really sleek, and you get some really nice texturing in between the sculpted on web lines. I think that looks really good. But yeah, there's a lot of reuse on this figure that shouldn't have been reused. And for some reason, mine's torso is really loose. You can see every little move I make, he starts to shimmy. So I don't know if everyone else's is like that. But yeah, mine's upper torso right here is really loose. And if it's the joint that I think it is, this isn't something you can just pop apart. It's actually a really difficult joint to get to. I had a Marvel Legend figure, which was it? I think it was the Secret Wars Spider-Man figure, where that peg actually broke. Mine was actually too tight on that one, and this one is too loose. I definitely wish it would have been a double ball peg. I think, honestly, that's the best thing to do. But yeah, I think this is like a straight peg up into here, and then a kind of like ratchet joint down here. Here the figures are side by side. You can see all of the reuse that's going on with this figure. I'm not super fond, well, I should say, of this mold. I just think it looks really funny. I feel like he looks kind of bloated right here in the stomach area. I think it's just the way it's sculpted, or maybe the way it's sculpted combined with the way the joint is right there. But yeah, I'm not super fond of the way this lower torso looks. Honestly, I think the proportions on this whole figure are kind of wacky. Mine's hips are really loose. You can see that the right one, it does have the drop-down hips, but man, it's really loose, and it was like that straight out of the package. The left side isn't quite as bad, but it will eventually just droop back down. So yeah, between the torso and the leg joints right here, that's really irritating how loose they are. And then there's the back of the figure. I love all the texturing that we get on this. If there's one positive, it's that the texturing looks good. I think the web lines for the most part look really good as well. They came out really clean as opposed to those one hands I showed. The silver lines really stand out. So I do think they did a good job at painting those on. Those look really clean. So now, let's go ahead and go over his articulation. So he has a ball jointed head that can look all the way up. He can look down just a little bit. It's very slight. If he could look down all the way, that would be really nice. He can move his head side to side and all the way around. He has shoulders that can move all the way out. He has butterfly joints that barely function. They really don't move at all. He has a swivel at the bicep, double jointed elbows that can bend all the way in, wrists that can spin all the way around and up and down. He has this diaphragm joint as well as the crunch right here that can move back all the way. He can move forward just about all the way. I wish he could bend a little more. And this joint, as I said, I think it's the joint I'm thinking of because his movement here feels ratcheted. It feels really tough to move around. But he can move side to side a little bit and around just a little bit. He has hips that can only move out that far. He can barely kick forward at all. It's really irritating that he can't kick forward. He's a very athletic character, and you need to get him to some really acrobatic poses. But yeah, you can't do that with this one. If you look, I did leave a little place here in the plastic. I tried to get him kicking forward a little more than he should have, and I scuffed the plastic, so that really sucks. He can kick back just a little bit, but then you're going to scuff the back joint right here. He has swivel at the thigh, and I think it's also ratcheted because it feels kind of tough to turn here. He has double jointed knees that can move back all the way, ankles that can move down all the way, up all the way, and rock. But I don't know if the camera's picking up that noise. It's definitely ratcheted. It feels like you're going to snap when you're moving it, so that is very unfortunate. The articulation on this figure should have been nice, but it's not. It's a big letdown. So now, let's do some size comparisons. So first up, here he is next to the No Way Home Spider-Man figure, the figure that he shares almost all of his parts with. Here he is next to the Sandman Build-A-Figure Wave New Goblin figure, and I would love to see Hasbro revisit the older Raimi vs. Spider-Man figures. Sandman, Mary Jane, New Goblin, Venom, Green Goblin in his original suit. I think that would be really cool. I really hope that Hasbro revisits them someday. And finally, here he is next to Doc Ock. I didn't anticipate how much of this diorama that he'd take up with his large tentacles. So overall, this figure is a huge letdown, from the sculpt of it to the articulation to the quality control issues mine has. Like the legs and the torso, the way they kind of just shimmy freely, that's really irritating. I'm really disappointed how loose he was straight out of the packaging. I think he also costs too much. Luckily, I saved up my points and got this for, I think it was like $10 less at GameStop, but it's definitely not worth full price. I honestly don't even know with a $10 coupon if it's worth it. So yeah, I was really looking forward to this. The last time that Hasbro did a Symbiote Spider-Man figure was I think it was in the same wave that New Goblin was from, the 2007 wave. So I was really excited to get an update on this one since I sold my previous Spider-Man figure. But I honestly think, just looking at pictures of that one looks better than this one. Now that I have this one, it is just an incredible letdown in hand. So, that's my review. If you like this review, be sure to hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching.